You're watching ChillyBoy Productions. I'm Larry, ChillyBoy Chilson, and this is my review for Founders Day. Now, before we get into this review, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. Founders Day is a horror mystery from director Eric Bloomquist. The film follows a series of ominous murders that rock a small town just before a heated mayoral election. As accusations fly and the threat of a masked killer darkens every corner, residents must race against time to uncover the truth. So I had the opportunity to see Founders Day as the very first Regal Mystery Movie Monday of 2024. This special New Year's Day mystery movie was actually only $1. So obviously I jumped at the chance to go check it out. I knew I was gambling with my very first watch of the year being a hot mess with a mystery movie, but for $1, I mean, I couldn't pass this up. And honestly, I had never heard of Founders Day until they announced what it was, and I was sitting there watching it. I saw no trailers for this movie, saw no promotion for it, so I had no idea what it was. It wasn't on my radar heading into tonight's screening. Now, saying that, I am a slasher fan, a slasher apologist in many respects. I love the horror genre and slashers specifically. But this one, not for me. No, this was a mess. Sorry. But let's go ahead and talk about the positives when it comes to Founders Day. Well, I have to say, my biggest positive actually is the third act in general, because that is when the political satire of what the film is trying to do is its most poignant. When we get this reveal in the third act, which you know is coming, obviously, in a slasher like this, there's always going to be killer reveals upon killer reveals. And there's one in particular that comes with a bit more of a speech that really parallels what the film wants to say about politics and political culture. The political wars that we are currently in, the culture wars. Unfortunately, this is also kind of a negative because I think all of that falls extremely flat in the first two-thirds of the film, even three-fourths, really. But when it finally rounds that corner, I appreciated at least what was there and the material that it was meant to convey. I also love that we center on this lesbian couple. You know, anytime you can make it a little bit gay, I'm here for it. Now, I wish it was more gay, and I wish the gays had more to do and were better characters, but I guess it's a start. And actually, I liked the look of the founder, our killer, our slasher here. Kind of like with Thanksgiving and like the Pilgrim Man, I enjoy a good period piece slasher outfit. And I thought the founder face was really cool. His look was really cool. I liked his mallet that he used. He looked cool. And I have to call out two performances that I did actually enjoy, though they kind of highlight a problem in the film by and large. The first one being William Russ as this teacher. It's really the straight up best performance in the film. He's very good. He has an actual sense of reality and groundedness to him that I enjoyed. I enjoyed his character, and it was all down to William Russ's portrayal. And then Catherine Curtin on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. She plays our police commissioner, and she's just giving us camp to the full degree. Like, she is really turning the schlock up with this sucker all the time, with her portrayal, with how she reads her lines. It's really fun and ridiculous and over the top. And spoiler alert, I think that's the film they were more leaning towards. It's only that she was one of the few performances to really nail that tone, and she was great. Eh, and yeah, that's kind of where my positives end. So let's talk about the negatives when it comes to Founders Day. Well, I'm going to pick up right with that tone. It doesn't ever settle in on this tone it wants to give us. It wants to be this biting political satire. It wants to be campy and over the top with it, giving us that kind of queer campiness that we love. But about half of our cast plays it way too straight. About a good portion of our script plays it too straight. And then half of the campy performances don't nail that tone either. There's like this duo, these two kids who are running around just like being total hellions. One of them is like Machine Gun Kelly light, and the other is like Avril Lavigne wannabe. They're horrible, and they don't nail the campy tone we wanted here. Really, all the kids, I mean, these performances are not good. I'm sorry. All of the high schoolers, including our main girl, they left much to be desired across the board. But that's just it. The film never finds its tone. It never settles into an effective tone to have a good time with, to be scared with. Yeah, I laughed a couple times, though I couldn't tell if it was intentional or ridiculous. And that's the big shame. If it had just leaned in and found a way to be over the top campy and fun, I think I would have had a good enough time with this. Otherwise, it needed to just kind of play it more straight and give us a satire mixed in with an effective, good slasher. Because as is, this is also not a very good slasher. The effects match the acting. They're not great. Some of the kills are kind of brutal, but are still kind of cartoony. The messaging is not well handled throughout the two first acts of this film, being rather obvious, in your face, and undercooked without much really to say about it. It's not scary, like, at all, and our characters make some really crazy decisions. You can tell it's a micro budget film, so I can't give them too much on like the bloods and the effects and stuff, but whoo, they do not do anything to hide that budget or make it appear more than, to be honest. I mean, you can tell this thing is cheap. The editing and cinematography, the shot selection is all very strange, and it screams student film, if I'm being honest. If I had seen this on Shudder for free as just something that went straight to a streaming service, I'd be a bit more willing to give it a little grace. However, this is a theatrical release, and honestly, I'm shocked. When you head to the theater and you're paying the theater prices and, taking the time out to go out and see a movie at a movie theater, ugh, this type of quality just isn't going to cut it for me personally. Also, the script is not good. Outside of just failing on the like political satire messaging of it all, the dialogue, the cues, all of that was not well handled. And then once we get to the twists and the unveilings and the reasonings and such, it really just jumps the shark. Or I guess, should I say jumps the Mayflower? So unfortunately, I found Founders Day to be a big disappointment. It couldn't come up with even the political satire of the Purge series, even at its most redundant. It doesn't touch the campy nature of even something like It's a Wonderful Life just last year that was a mixed bag in and of itself, but hit the campness just where it needed to be hit. So I just kind of found Founders Day to be a dud all the way around. Yeah, the January horror curse striking hard here to start 2024, I'm afraid. But if you're a slasher fan, wait for this to come for free on streaming and then give it a watch. Maybe then you'll be able to find more to appreciate about it. But I just cannot recommend you spend money to see this in a movie theater. It's just not that standard. So that was my review for Founders Day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Founders Day? Or are you like me and have never even heard of this thing? Let me know all of your thoughts and comments either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!